Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our segment in the Revolution. Something I don't do a lot of. When I feel prompted or I have something burning inside of me, I do one of these videos, and today I have that. Today is November 18th, 2023. Captain's log, maybe. Anyway, I was awakened this morning with just my spirit oh man, it just came alive because of a word. Now, I love to hear the Father speak, because when Jesus was being tempted, he told Satan, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." And that's pertinent to what I'm going to tell you today. What proceeds is present tense, not what God has said, but what is God saying, right? Okay? And so that's the word I heard this morning was forward. Just one word. Don't add anything to it. Not yet, anyway. Whatever God tells you, you run with. And it's not a general term. Don't think it is forward. And the reason I said it's pertinent that Jesus said what proceeds out of the mouth of God is because it's forward. It's present tense, moving forward. It's not the past, okay? And so I was awakened to this song in my spirit, a song I have not heard in a long time, maybe 15 years or more. It was not a favorite song of mine. It was not anything that set my world on fire. I just remember the song because back in the day, I used to play in a church band, pretty good sized church. We did a lot of contemporary, a lot of hymnals, a lot of Southern. I mean, we had a good mixture. It was this song, and I'll give credit where credit due. Israel Houghton wrote a song called "Moving Forward." And that song was kind of in me this morning, but immediately as I heard the song kind of coming into my head and my spirit, the word forward just jumped all over me. It's forward, forward. And as soon as I caught that word forward, I had a vision of a ship. And when I say a ship, I'm thinking of like an old colonial ship, a wooden ship, like a ship back in the day. I mean, that a sailing vessel, right? Because I have visions and ideas of, you put your sails up and the wind blows, which is the Spirit, and it carries you where it wants to, right? That's what the scripture says. The wind kind of goes where it wants, right? So I saw a vision of that type of ship with ropes off the back of it, just attached to things it was pulling and trying to carry and trying to move forward. And so I saw a set of scissors just come in one swoop, just go whoop, and cut all those strings loose, cutting the strings loose, cutting the ropes loose, and then I heard forward, forward. And what's been resounding in me today is, in order to move forward, you have to release everything in the past. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. We get so... Even a word like this can stick to the point where it holds us in a certain place. And words from the Lord are not meant to hold you in a place. They're meant to advance you and move you forward and keep you moving with the kingdom. And so I've had this illustration playing in my head all morning of the space-time continuum, right? We live in a thing called time. It starts here and it is constantly moving forward. It's constantly moving, and there is nothing we can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Now, Daniel made the sun stand still. That was pretty awesome. And unless we have moments like that, those are eternal things in the natural order of the way things are moving. And I'm not talking scientifically or Scientology or any kind of... God designed it that way. Time moves forward. And we live in time. And there's nothing any of us can do about what happened 10 years ago, 10 months ago, 10 days ago, 10 hours ago, 10 minutes ago, even 10 seconds ago. You cannot go back and change anything. All you can do is keep your eyes forward and keep moving forward. Forward is our word. Forward is my word. Because it set me free. Like my spirit just, it felt like pressure and the things you feel like things try to weigh you down and they try to hold you where you are. But you're designed to move forward. That's the way God put things in motion, was time. Like I'm 51. I can't go back to when I was 25, 30, 40 years old. I have memories of things back then, good memories, great things that happened with God. I mean, like I have pillars in my life, but those things don't hold me. Those things push me. They're foundations that push me forward, to look for another word like this, forward, right? So the idea here is to get you to stop thinking about what was and make you focus on what is. What is. And I know that sounds weird. Not what is to come, but what is. Eternity functions outside of the space-time continuum. The Father was showing me this morning. When Jesus was interacting with the Pharisees and they were arguing about Moses and the law and all these things, and Jesus said a statement that in John that pretty much almost got him killed. Because they were talking about Abraham, right? And Jesus said before Abraham was, I am. Now, to use the term I am is not, Jesus wasn't saying before Abraham was, I existed. He used the term I am, which is an identifying name. It was what Moses heard in the burning bush, right? I am. You tell him I am sent you. Jesus was taking an eternal identity over a present situation. Now that just kind of rambled out of me right there. So let's kind of dissect that for a second, because like here I am on a video and now I'm getting a revelation. But it's, okay, we don't have to dig into all that. It's the identity of who he was an eternal identity. Jesus he didn't say, hey, you remember back in the day when Moses heard the I am in the bush? That was me. He didn't say that. He just said, I am, because a word from the Father, an identity from the Father, transcends the space-time continuum. It's who you are, what God speaks over you, what God says you are, who God says you are. It trumps the identity we get from the space-time continuum, right? So when I heard the word forward, it was something from eternity. It was not something that the space-time continuum can hold. We move forward. We raise our sails, we let the wind blow, and we let it take us forward. So actually, I want to encourage you, like I always try to, but a lot of people think I'm just mean and gruff. No, I'm serious about this stuff. Be encouraged today. Move forward. Begin forward, moving forward. Cut ties with the past, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I say this a lot, and ministers get mad at me, but listen, don't be married to your ministry. God does not look at you and see pastor. He doesn't look at you and see worship leader, evangelist. He calls you by name, and your identity is wrapped up in him, not in what you do, not in what you accomplish. I don't really care that your last conference had 8,000 people in it. Yay, great for you. That's not who you are. Who you are is what happens between you and God when there are no people around. That's the real you. That's the one he enjoys encountering and talking to. The things we accomplish here in the space-time continuum or on the planet are great things, and I believe they're God ordained, and I believe God uses people. But I also see where many ministers get wrapped up in that's their identity. That's not who you are. Who you are is who God says you are, no matter what happens in the space-time continuum. So anyway, be encouraged. Forward. It's a great word. Forward. Forward. Moving forward, not marching forward. Let's don't tie any of these identities to it, the things we learn here. forward. The kingdom advances consistently. The kingdom is a forward. Jesus prophesied more than anybody. Why? Because he sees what's ahead. His vision is casted forward. God, when he put the space-time continuum into motion, and the day he decides to stop it, he saw where it was going to end up. Forward. That's why Jesus was known as the Lamb slain before the foundation. How could he be slain before the foundation? Because it's not a space-time continuum thing. It's an eternal thing. Okay, I don't mean to get all like NASA and science and all that stuff, but that's the language we understand, right? The space-time continuum. Time is moving forward and you can't stop it. Eternity exists without space and time. So, forward. Move forward. Be blessed. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, forward.